sorry for leaving you all with it there with the silence to dwell in. I had to go out and grab a Oh, it's just at the end of the song. Alright, cool. Good morning! How's it going? How's things and stuff and such and whatnot? And what is this? There's a trans pride flag right there. Cool. Hi Loki. Now that I've just started streaming, you've decided to get in my way. Hey, dummy. I grabbed him. He's now in my lap. And here comes Thor also. I am suddenly covered in cats. This is a minor problem. I can't reach my graphics tablet, or I can't put my graphics tablet on my lap because Loki's on my lap now. So we're just gonna sit here until he gets bored. Come on. How y'all doing? We are once again staring at a blank canvas, which we should probably fill with gay-themed things or gay things. What do y'all think? Think we should draw some Yuri today? All right, time to get up, buddy. It's still May. Yeah, so we have to draw gay mermaids. Okay, so let's do that. As though there was any other option. Also, random thing, tomorrow's my birthday, which means I die. No, just kidding. I turned 42, which is kind of like dying. Yeah, let's bust out Blender. Let's pose up a scene in Blender. Let's do the thing. Let's do the process. I think we're gonna do. I have an image in my head. It's not a very inspired image, but it didn't parse that you were that old. Apparently this is like, yeah, apparently this is like a thing. I think most people that see me IRL also assume that I'm younger than that, which is nice. That's convenient. I do look younger now than I did when I was 33. That is true. And that is still wild to me, but I'm catching up. I'm catching up to where I was at 33. Something involving flowers? Maybe. Strawberries are flowers. They could just be eating strawberries together. I think I might actually start with the same... Let's go back to this one. I want to keep the little pier and everything that we had on this, so we can do, like, just basically this couple at a different pose. I'll just make a new scene. Add new scene, new, and paste. And we'll add new. Add a directional light, sunlight, as it's called in Blender. What time is this gonna be? I think this is gonna be, we're gonna be around... Not that late in the evening. We'll be like this late in the evening. Anyway, we're gonna bring in our new. Actually, we're gonna. Still too dark. Still too dark. There's ambient light. Actually, it looks like piss. I don't want to do that. I want some ambient light, but it can be... That is too much ambient. Miracle of second puberty, I guess. Yeah, seriously. I mean, it probably helped that I lost a lot of weight at the same time and also shaved off the massive beard that I had. And, you know, all of that stuff. Like, I think I've shown some of y'all, the, what it looked like in the before time. I'm pretty sure I have. Actually, you know what we could do? We could just get an actual sky in here. Oh, the only sky I have is Doom 2, R Sky 2. You know what? That'll have to do. You know that song that I like listening to? You know, the Machine Supremacy one that goes, will you hold on to me? Come watch with me as our world burns. Hey Val, how you doing? I saw the art and it's super cute. By the way, I just want to throw that out there. Or as I put it, cute as heck, I think. Oh, did I pause that? Oh yeah, I paused it because I was about to try to sing the thing. Never mind. All right, let's see if we can get our new mannequin in. We're gonna do an append. Where is the new mannequin? We may have too many assets in our asset library. Good problem to have, except when it's disorganized. Yeah, it definitely like nails your vibe like really, really well. There's so many like presets of the mannequin. Where is adjustable mannequin mesh? There we go. Bloop. Then we gotta do that thing where we hide like half the things in it. Okay, that'll be one of our characters, and we gotta bring in the other one. Bloop. Oh no! No! I set this to append, right? Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Great. There we go. This is actually going to be our mermaid, even though it doesn't look like a mermaid yet. Let's do new collection. And then we're going to move this out of the collection. And then hide all that. There we go. We have 2 mannequins, which should be all that we need. Alright, we're going to go over to this part of the pier this time. Do something similar to last time with the pose for this girl, but we're gonna get a little bit more complicated when we draw the mermaid. Oh, that looks painful. Don't do that. No, stop. There are pull targets here that we're not taking advantage of. Anyway, there we go. Alright. And then the other girl is going to be lying with her head in that girl's lap. The other girl is going to be the mermaid, though. So the mermaid's just going to be, like, lying on the pier with her head in the human girl's lap. Is kind of the idea that I had. Alright, let's bring you over here. Actually, before we do the posing, maybe we should get the proportions all in. We're gonna go with wider hips. There we go. Thicker arms. Gotta have buff girls. Neck. That's fine. And then boobs. Where's boobs? There's boobs. Alright, same for the other one. Would a catfish mermaid be a meow maid? What? Okay, boobs. Hips. There we go. Oh yeah, arms. How easy is it going to be to rotate this? We'll position the hips first. It's getting a little bit silly. Look, there we go. Perfect. Nailed it. Look, we don't even have to worry about the legs, because she doesn't have legs, alright? So she's just gonna be chilling out like that. These feet are gonna go. We gotta adjust the pull targets. Bloop, there's the knee direction. They need to sorry, it's bothering me to not have them pointing the right direction. We could also just have them like be normal feet, and we don't have to draw mermaids. I'm just kidding. We have to draw mermaids. We of course have to draw mermaids. Come on, you know me. It's mermaid. The year of my the month of my birth is going to be one or where mermaids are drawn. Why is this thing buzzing at me? Okay. So unrelated to anything, I got my sister a Steam Deck as like an early birthday present. She seems to really like it so far. I also gave her access to my Steam library with it. She didn't really have like she didn't have like a gaming a very good gaming setup, so I got a used Steam Deck off of eBay. The thing was like trashed. The thing was like beat to heck. It was covered in like the previous owner had like how do I put it? They had installed some rubbery things over some of the buttons to give it like different grip, but the adhesive holding it on was like all like oozing out and stuff. It was kind of gross. There's gunk in all of the little like seams and everything, and so I spent a little time cleaning it up and making it all nice for sending it to her. She did not know what she was getting. Ew, gamer gunk, yeah. And when the fans turned on, it's like that smells like it's been in a household where maybe there's been some smoking happening. But that'll clear out after time, I guess. Gabe Newell says not to snort that stuff anyway. The stuff coming out of the Steam Deck vents. Of course, he is a billionaire, so, you know, never trust a billionaire. Maybe it actually is, like, a secret awesome drug. Gabe Newell can't tell me what to do. I mean, he can threaten to ban my Steam account, and if that happened, I would be very, very distraught. So in some respect, he can tell me what to do, but I don't think he's threatening to risk, or he's not threatening to ban my Steam account over it. So it's that tactic is not being employed, thankfully. Why did the boobs just go all weird like that? Let's set up a challenge for us to draw hands again. We'll have some more fingers intertwined because that's really, really cute, and I like drawing that, even though it's really, really hard. Be free from your backlog. I have 1,200 games on Steam, give or take a couple. I would lose a significant amount of like monetary investment if my Steam account ever got nuked. Pretty sure I invested more than a house in my Steam account. Ooh. Me too, but it would have to be a very cheap house. Like the kind that my parents bought back when houses were actually like affordable by normal people. Let's see, can we have this not awkwardly stretching all the way there and covering that hand like that? We could rotate her a bit, maybe. I'm not sure if that would help though. Okay, we can't have the hand like cutely on the other hand. Well, maybe if we drop the full target here. No, that's too awkward. We can't do that. We could do this. In fact, she is going to be leaning in a little bit. Anyway. There we go. Hey Riley, thank you so much for the raid. How's it going? Let me get you a shout out in a second. I spelled that right. I think so. No pup raid? Nice. But yeah, how did your stream go? What were you up to? This angle on the hand is very awkward. I'm gonna... All right, is this complicated enough to draw yet? have we gone in over our heads yet? I think maybe we have. Yeah, this will be fine. It'll be good. It'll be great. Everything's gonna be awesome. This needs to go into a different... It's kind of weird if it just goes... Oh, hold on a second. Sorry about that phone call I was waiting for. Whoop. What were we doing? It's gaming on cool math games. And we yapped for a while. I forgot to make the thighs thicker. Hang on a second. I guess we can just make the entire legs thicker. Whatever. You need thick thighs for this kind of pose, right? Now we have to adjust the adjust the neck and everything on the mermaid, though. Whatever. A proper pillow, yeah, you get it. You're picking up what I'm putting down. I don't like where the mermaid's hand is going. This feels a little bit awkward. Maybe it shouldn't be like stretching down like that. I know that gravity's a thing and all that, but like... just have it like kind of off to the side here. Okay, it can still be hanging off a little bit, just kind of, but like resting on the side here. Hand holding, on this stream, I don't know. That sounds pretty heckin'. Sounds pretty risky. I don't know. Would we do something like that here? Okay, I want to actually rotate the hips a little bit more. That's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and save incremental on this. Is the hand placement? Interesting. Well, I'm sure someone's into that. That's not what we're drawing, but I wonder if we can make them a different color. Muscle groups and guidelines. Wait, what are these? Oh, that's nifty. Muscle groups. Ooh, that's really nifty. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, we're leaving that on. Same with this one. Nice. Very cool. Okay, that'll help out a whole lot. Let's see what that material is. Cause that looks a little bit fancy. Ooh, okay. Let's see where that color comes from. I'll look at my hard drive. Colors. Okay. And that is the sitting chair / masculine. What? Okay, we're not having them be different colors. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. We'll draw this anyway. Anyway, this pose right here, probably gonna be different because we're gonna have fish, Hi, Loki. You gonna get up on the cat cam? No, you're just gonna mess with my keyboard cable? Get up on the cat cam. Come on, go. What? Oh, thank you for the pats. Alright, yeah, I know the routine, jeez. Okay. Yeah, let's add a fishtail. Let's actually model it. So let's start off with a cylinder. And I'm not gonna bother doing any like fancy ass rigging. Though keep in mind this is in fact ass rigging as it is her bottom part. I'm just yeah, I'm just making stuff up as I go along now. We're gonna start off with a shape. That looks shaped, right? Whoop. Scale. That'll have to do. Maybe this whole thing could be a little bit like that. And we're just gonna modify it once we get it into position. Yeah, I saw that one on Fetty a little while ago. Like, what are you talking about? My E is constant. Alright, we are going to delete the mermaid's leggies. And not her head. We're gonna leave the head. That's an important piece. That is a constant though? Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, my E is constant. Literally what I just said. Actually, maybe we should have it be like kind of dipping into the water or something. This is kind of a boring pose for a finch tail, right? Something like this. Rounding up estrogen doesn't sound so bad. I don't get a blood clot. Okay, there we go. Tail is in the water. It's probably more detail than we actually need for that, but there we go. Alright, camera angle time. What they do instead of injections, not from the estrogen itself. I don't think so. Oops, don't look at that. All right. Route of administration and something. I am not reading this whole paper. Maybe you're right. Use gel. I am on pills because those have always worked okay for me, and they're easy and straightforward. Well, there's nothing straight about me, but you know. In 5 years and no issues? No. Sorry, I gotta check on something. Yeah, spines aren't straight. My spine does all kinds of curves. Look at how long my spine is. Does that look straight to you? It goes from here all the way to that tip. That is not a straight spine. That is a spine of someone who is extremely not straight. Yeah, don't try to drink anything through a spine. Yeah, don't try to drink anything through a spine. That wouldn't go well. All right. Okay, yeah, camera angle. That's what we're doing. Let's do a line. Let's do this. Oh, there's no camera in this scene. Camera. Bam. Okay, should we do like a cool, like, low angle where we're looking up at them? That'd be kind of neat, right? Except we're not really getting a whole lot of the details, but then a view from up here, kind of boring. Not a whole lot going on. A view from down here? Very dramatic, right? Cool and dramatic and from under the water even, maybe? No. This would be a really boring pose to draw, or angle to draw. I feel like I really want to do this, but I don't know how well it's gonna work out. Back up far enough to get the feet and the tail into the water, maybe, like right about here. It puts the focus here right at that that thirds position that is so important or something. Would a mermaid have fun at a water park? That probably depends on the mermaid. Okay, yeah, I think this can be good. I think we can do good with this. Needs to be mermaid accessible, yeah. Though, actually, they are really far off to the side, aren't they? We could maybe squinch that tail in a little bit more. Let's leave the camera there for now. And we'll go in and modify that tail. Just kind of bring the curve in a little bit more aggressively. And then maybe we can move the camera over just a little tiny bit like this. I kind of want to put something in the background over here just to kind of, you know, fill it out. But we can do another thing. We can just kind of squinch the view in a little bit. Let's say 1280 by 1080. Oh, that is not really what I had in mind, but... You know what? We'll roll with this. I think this is fine. Let's turn off all the guides and stuff. Yeah, I think this will do. Also, this means I don't have to draw any feet. You put a regular water park entirely underwater. Yeah, then it'll be fun for Kevin Costner. God, what a terrible movie that was. I remember it. I was around at that time. Also, do keep in mind what we're still using for the background here. For the oh wait, no, this isn't the correct version. There we go. Now it's complete. Perfect. Perfect. Should we actually use our Sky 2 as the background here? I think that would be pretty good. That would really okay. We actually have to reposition the character because I don't want it to look like she's like doing anything untoward with the other girl's boobs. But you know, I can actually get away with drawing this on Twitch. But it really kind of makes that I like it's that like that Machine Supremacy song, you know. Come watch with me as our world burns, as you know, just cuddling in the apocalypse. Yeah, how do we reposition this away from there? I guess we could just position the head down further also. Make them a little bit further apart. Or have her facing away from her girlfriend a little bit more. Like that. Now she's actually looking up at her face. I mean, it'll be pretty obvious when we add like actual clothing over the characters and stuff that nothing like that's happening, so Is the city background from Doom 2? Yes. Yes, it is. I turned it into a Blender background, which meant I had to fill in some stuff, like the if you actually look up at the sky, this is all procedural up here, and then it blends into the Doom 2 background. Same for down there. I guess the idea is, yeah, mirroring it like this makes it just look like it's a lake or something in the middle of the city. Normally you would have a ground texture or something. But making it look like a lake actually works out really good for this drawing that we're gonna do. All right, you know what? We're gonna position everything back to where it was. Edit, undo, redo, new history, rotate, toggle pose mode. Whatever, this will have to do. Alright, render image. Neat. Image. Save as. Wait, hold on, we got a bunch of extra crap in the scene. These need to be not rendered, and these need to be not rendered. Render image. Bam, there we go, much better. This gives us an opportunity to draw the grimy underneath of the pier also. Alright, image, save as, let's create a new directory here, Mermay 2026 Part 3. Alright, let's hop into Krita. We're gonna resize this image to, what was this? We're just doing image. It's gonna be 380 by 1080 times. Dang it! Or 380 by 1080 times 2. 180 times 2, and that is about the right aspect ratio. Open as file layer, and we're gonna do the usual thing where we're gonna add a transform mask, and then we're gonna double the size of it. Alright, and there is our base, and we're going to drop the opacity, and now we get to start drawing. Now the fun part, where we draw gay stuff. Should we actually draw the same couple that we drew last time? I didn't really like how it turned out. last time. I wasn't super happy with it. This one, the pose is too simple and everything, right? We'll draw the same characters though. We'll have actual consistency in our characters this time. That'll be great. Which means that we got to get all the tattoos and stuff in, which is going to be interesting. Anyway. Again with another awkward arm situation. Hang on a second. Doesn't look great. We gotta figure out how to do the hand differently. Oh, actually, we never really finished posing the hand. That's not good. Oh, why do I keep wanting to draw like intertwined fingers and stuff? At least I'm challenging myself for the hand stuff, right? You know, that's good. Okay, so her hand is actually pointing the right direction. It's just embedded into her girlfriend's hand here. The idea of reincarnation comes from a natural sense that there is more to this world than we can taste or touch. Unfortunately, this is the main point. Time. You would think of time as if it were a straight line, like a road or a train track. The past at one end, the future at the other. The metaphors seductive and surrounding. Yeah, it's gonna be so confusing to draw. Oh my god. But at least this is now aiming the right direction. Okay. Render image. Yeah, that's gonna be a whole freaking mess. Image, save as, save it over the same file. Hop back in here, and it should reload. There we go. We're good. Got to roll out of bed and coffee up. All right. Good luck. I need to learn how to sing this one. I don't know any of the lyrics. I know the notes, just not the lyrics. Also, did I mention that I'm turning 40 tomorrow? 42 tomorrow. I wish I was turning 40. Then I would be going backwards, and it would be great. No, I'm turning 42 tomorrow. It's just that tomorrow has 2 in it when you say it, and so 40 tomorrow sounds kind of like 42 tomorrow in my brain when I tried to say it. Anyway, yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow. There's I don't know how to draw a character that looks like she's looking down at another character without making it look like she's surprised, you know? I think, oh, I know what I have to do here. I need to make it so the eyelids are more down like that. There we go. There we go. Now we're getting it. Because what happens when you look down? Well, your top eyelid looks like it's closing a little bit, right? Every time I look down at the drawing, that's what it looks like on the stream. So I want to live, I wanna be have a reason now. I wanna be alive. I want to live. I wanna be alive. A reason now. I wanna be alive. Okay, so she had short hair with this. What is this called? Is this the bob? This is a bob, isn't it? So we gotta draw that, but that's actually a pretty easy hairstyle to draw, at least. I say before immediately screwing it up. I gotta want to live, I wanna be alive, I have a reason now, I wanna be alive. It's actually angled down a little bit, but I had the eyes kind of angled straight forward, which is far too straight for this image. Means that the nose has to be like a lot lower than I would normally draw it to. So many like little subtleties in the eye shape, you know? Again, how do you make a character look like she's looking down at someone without looking surprised? This is tough. Like, if I were to draw an eyeball looking down, you know, just the usual eye shape, and then like add the pupil like down like that looks surprised, right? Or whichever eye shape you decide to go with, right? The iris down at the bottom like that. You have to have the iris definitely like connected up at the top to make it not look surprised. So if I were to draw like an eye, this looks like it's looking, you know, evenly, right? Like something that's kind of at the same height as it. Same shape, trying to look down. Now looks surprised or horrified or something like that. Not doing a good job of actually representing an eyeball here, but if you have the eyelid like down a little bit and still manage to like connect it to that upper eyelid like that. So that's tough. That's something I'm struggling with. Anyway, let's get rid of all of that stuff that I just drew. Eyes are hard to draw. Yeah, I mean when you draw like anime eyes and you fall into like this sort of like fixed pattern of always drawing them at the same angle, looking in the same direction, like looking at the viewer or something like that, then you don't end up. It's like when the moment you try to draw something like outside of that, it's like, whoa, why is this so hard again? You know, because drawing like an anime eyeball that's just like looking at the viewer, that's pretty easy to do. That's just muscle memory. Drawing anything else like that, hard as balls. Balls aren't very hard. Well, some balls are. I mean, like, obviously Duke Nukem's balls are very hard, given that they're made of steel. Anyway, why is this thing so boring? Who's messaging me? Why did I leave the thing off the vibrate thing? Anyway, mermaids. We're drawing mermaids. We're drawing gay fish people. Oh yeah, so I'm getting checked out for my weird headache that's been lasting for several days. Tomorrow. On my birthday. Hooray! It's like happy birthday. Just tell me it's not a brain tumor or something. For my birthday, I would like a diagnosis of not a brain tumor. But I'm also not experiencing like any of the other symptoms that would be associated with something like that. So it's fine, don't worry. I'm not worried. Which is weird because I'm normally a very anxious person. You know. Always worry about everyone and everything. Yeah, well, me too. Alright, the details on her bikini, right? At the crossroads of our fears. In our heads and in our ears. Turn the world into an enemy. And live in me. A Yuri deficiency. If anything, I am too much consumed by Yuri. Society, turn the world into an enemy. I should probably not sing this song. As a Lamia, and Lamias who are known to have, you know, like actual snake cults and stuff, you know. Want to avoid any presumption of like stereotypes like that happening. Where we're not a cult here. All right. Hey Jen, how you doing? Hey look, we're drawing gay stuff. Hey! That's homophobic. Throwing that at me for saying that I'm drawing gay stuff. Sheesh. Ow! So much violence. Jeez. Can't you just let a girl draw some Yuri? Sheesh. Alright, let's see if we can get the face in here, the eyeballs. Make them look This is where we add the real sapphic yearning, you know? Colors, color to alpha. Oh, we forgot to put them in group first. I actually have to do this. It's hard to draw at this angle. Also, we're doing the whole, like, free-ren meme angle thing again, aren't we? Or something close to it. I don't know who that character actually... I don't know what that character is actually from. I just know that there was a meme about her. And like her head angle, and people were making fun of the slop artists for being unable to participate in the meme, which was pretty funny. Sorry, the sloppers. That's the word that we use for them now. The sloppers. There's an actual like proposed dictionary entry for slopper now. Alright, and the hairstyle of the mermaid was wet. Slopperator, that's a pretty funny one. Yeah, don't be a slopper. Don't let the cognitive atrophy hit you the way it's hitting so many people. That jaw line definitely looks, well, fishy for a lack of... Yeah, we definitely screwed that up. Oh, wait a second. That it turns out that is a challenging angle to draw a head from. Yep.
Baby, I've got something on my mind. I don't really miss you anymore. Yeah, love stories write themselves. I'm a bet you for.
Oh, we need to actually save the art. That would be good. Yeah. Mm. Alright. And let me save that too. What are your biggest pet peeves when it comes to vegans? I don't know, vegans are fine.
We've taken control. Now I'm picking stars like the world is a garden. Like the world is a garden. It's all you're my everything. It's all you're my everything. 'Cause we are never ever going back.
I mean, as a vegetarian, I'm not... I don't feel the need to criticize vegans for going a step further than I do for the same reasons that I went, you know, in the direction that I did. Give that girl a snoot. Well, unfortunately, we're drawing an established character now, so we can't established in the last drawing anyway. So we can't go and modify the character design that way at this juncture. But you know, shark snoot, yeah, that is the kind of snoot that would be added were I to add a snoot. We should draw some short girls for Mermaid. Maybe after this one. People love to complain about vegans for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. Just let people have their dietary preferences, you know? That's kind of how I see it. Some annoying all or nothing vegans, but I hear things are going better in that regard. I mean, like, there's a few outliers of pretty much any group that will make that entire group look, you know, ridiculous. But I try not to judge a group by those outliers, and instead judge the group by, you know, the what the majority of it thinks. There's this joke that, like, you know, oh, like, can you tell who, something about, like, if you're at a party with a vegan, they'll tell you, like, who they are, or something. I don't remember the actual, like, delivery of the joke, but the thing is, like, you can't, if you happen to be a vegan and you're not telling people that, then you can't disprove the joke or disprove the saying by pointing out that you're a vegan. You know? Because then you would be proving the joke. So it puts people in a crappy place. I'm sure most of the people who are vegans aren't the kind of person who's always doing that stuff, you know? I guess you could say, actually, there's one person at this party who's not who is a vegan that you don't know about, and then just leave it at that. Party or group gathering, whatever. His friends eating. Wait. When food's being provided and there's an expectation that you'll eat it, yeah, that's annoying also. A lot of vegans, because they were bit by a funny tick and can't eat meat anymore. Interesting. Yeah, people just looking for someone to hate on, you know? To feel smugly superior to someone for whatever reason that they can find to morally put themselves above that person. That's where anti-vegan sentiment comes from, I think. Mostly. Again, outliers exist, but yeah, eat what's it's right. Yeah, like, I mean, I can't do mushrooms, right? I mean, I've talked about this before. I can't do mushrooms. And I've tried and stuff, but like, the I've gotten like so much pushback on this over my life. It's like, oh, why don't you just try it like this or try it like this? It's like, yeah, I did that, and it's just, it's so annoying. And now that I add, like, you know, not eating meat on top of that, I also, like, I don't drink anymore, of course, too, and I don't eat sweet, like, super sweet foods like cake and donuts and whatever. There's always, like, the expectation, though. The one that I like to bring up a lot is, like, the example of the expectation of eating the cake at a birthday party, and everyone's just like, oh, why don't you have some cake? And it's like, because I don't eat sugary stuff. It's like, oh, well, it's just this one little occasion, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, don't do this. Come on. I got my dietary preferences. You got yours. Yeah, don't try to pressure me into eating any, like, sugary stuff. And coming off, when people do that, they come off the same way that, like, there's this one guy that I was at a party with some coworkers, and he was demanding that I drink at that party. It's like, if you're at this party, you have to be drinking, and I'm like, dude, no. That was even before I stopped drinking too, so now I'm even more, like, firm about putting my tail down about that. If someone did that to me today, they'd probably get their, well, I wouldn't say they'd necessarily get their ass kicked, but they'd verbally get their ass kicked. How about that? Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah. And probably not just from me, too, because, like, the majority of people that I hang out with are generally respectful of me not wanting to drink, and a lot of them even, you know about my struggles with alcohol in the past and stuff. So I think if someone ever tried that again, I'd probably have the backup of all of my other friends at the party, being like, what the hell are you doing? You know? But still, some people like to push it. They don't get it. Some people they try that line where it's like, oh, it's just one drink, it's fine. You can just have one drink. It's like, no, that's not how recovery from addiction works. I'm sorry. Kiss my ass and pardon my language, but fuck off forever. I think is where I'll leave that. I wouldn't say pardon my language if I was actually talking to them in this hypothetical situation. I'm saying that because I don't typically cuss on stream. Sorry about that. Insisting that I'd start drinking again after our project. I've told them repeatedly that no, I'd never start drinking again. Yeah, yeah. I think I've been close to that situation before. Not that exact conversation, but like I had a boss that was convinced that just convinced that everyone drank, and I was talking about like giving up coffee for a while and giving up caffeine, which I'm still doing today, for the most part. I'll have like one in a month or something, and I'll be talking at a million miles an hour when I do. But he was like, "Wow, if only you could do that with alcohol, you'd be like rich." And it's like, it's a bit of a like a self-own there to kind of admit that you're having a problem, but that's not my problem at the moment. Last night, she said, XD, so that's true love for sight. Yeah, what the heck indeed. Yeah, that was a weird conversation to be in. Especially after, like, we had been at an event together where, like, everyone was drunk except for me. And it's like, did you not see me there with just a soda can? It was a Red Bull. I was still drinking caffeine at that time. Did you not see me there with, like, sorry. I was still drinking caffeine at the time of the party. I had stopped drinking caffeine at the time that were having this conversation. So, it's like, did you not see me at that party with just like a can of Red Bull instead of like any kind of alcoholic beverage, you know? The only person at the party not like getting completely plastered. Hands just did an interesting thing. So clean up the viruses that you had left and go falling in love again. We're still not getting the top of the hair right. Grounds over if my heart is valid. That's a little bit closer. This stuff up here looks a little bit weird though. The hair is like too far up now too. Alright, have a good one, Artisan. Bye! They were too plastered themselves to see that? Probably. Again, probably another indication that maybe they should do some introspection there before telling me that it would be impossible for me to stop drinking when I already have. Actually, so I in my calendar, I actually have a date marked for tomorrow that's not my birthday. It's actually the day that I celebrate sobriety. So as of this year, it will be 7 years of sobriety. I actually stopped drinking in April, but I don't remember, like, I don't remember when in April. I know the first time I went somewhere and didn't have a drink. But I don't actually remember when the last drink that I had was before that. It was BLFC in 2019. And that was in April. BLFC is a furry convention. I decided to go to the furry convention and I made it because they have like a bar right in the middle of that convention. It's in this this resort in Reno, and so alcohol is very, very, very accessible there, like throughout the entire convention. And I had to go in and make a conscious decision, like I'm gonna go here and I'm going to not drink for the entire event. And I did that, and it was actually really nice. And I actually remember things that happened at the event. And I decided to keep going with that forever afterwards. So that was the point that was the actual point that I stopped drinking. But I celebrated on my birthday. Just because the dates are a little bit wishy-washy there, you know? You gave up drinking during the pandemic? No, I said 2019. Well, I mean, I realize that COVID-19 is called COVID-19 because it was discovered in 2019, but the lockdowns in the US didn't happen until 2020. And it was like late 2019 too, I think. But, well, yeah, so like the very early part of the giving up drinking was still done during the pandemic. So, yeah, that's yeah, you're still right. Like, you're not wrong. Yeah. I did basically give up drinking during the pandemic. Which was tough. There's a lot of times where I'm like, I'm so full of like anxiety and terror and stuff that I'm like, I'm really glad that I'm not drinking, because if I were still a drinker, I would be doing some stuff that would be making all of this so much worse right now. It's like I know where I'd go with that. Oh, thank you, Sabine. That's cute. Thanks. Hmm.
Between our
I think we may have signed up to draw another, like, a ton of little lines and stuff, for the underside of the dock, unfortunately. But whatever, it's fine. We'll just turn on the wireframe view and render that out. Hey Shar, how's it going? Hey look, we're drawing gay stuff. Surprise! I don't know how much, I don't know if we've ever done that on this channel, drawing just like incredibly gay, eerie stuff, you know? She has like scales all over her, didn't she? Yeah, she did, okay. Trying to keep the character design at least somewhat consistent between drawings, you know? A rarity for me. Usually I just make characters up every time I do it. Ow! Gotta bounce a little early again? Alright, have a good bounce. Later. She's like a necklace. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge to draw. This is the one that's made out of, like, finger bones. That's what we established last time, I think. Turf finger bones. Oh, oops, did I do that? I think my finger slipped. Everyone go follow Shar, she's really cool. Of course, if you're on this stream, then you're probably already aware of Shar because we raid her, like, constantly. She's an extremely cool blender using forest dragon. T-dragon? Is it forest dragon or T-dragon? She's a very cool blender using dragon. As you can see, we did this scene in Blender. Ignore the burning city in the background. She's also very cute. T-dragon from the forest, so both is right. Okay, cool. Alright. You're, what? How dare you? How dare you turn that around on me? Sheesh. Hands are hard to draw, hands are hard to draw. This is my song, hands are hard to draw. Even when I have, like, the reference here, they're still hard to draw. Are we getting any better at drawing hands? I can't even tell. I have to compare my old hand drawings to my new hand drawings. This pinky finger is entirely, like, intersected into the thing, isn't it? Oh, it's not. It's just obscured by it? No, wait. Okay, I think I get it. It's actually a little bit behind the mermaid. Foreshortened fingers, also very hard to draw. Like, hands hard to draw, foreshortened hands extremely hard to draw. Which is what I signed myself up to do for this drawing. So that's, yep, that's, I just like pain. Cute is contagious and you're all patient zero. Nope, take care, Mnemotic. Ah, hello, Bucky. You gonna jump up on the cat cam? You should jump up on the cat cam. Come on, go on. Look, there's an open window with all the fresh air just waiting for you. Oh boy, oh no, he's doing the thing. Oh jeez. Oh no, no, no! He jumped in front of my face, like, just like this cat just going whoosh, like right in front of my face. Nearly clipping me. I just have to like lean back so he doesn't collide with me when he does that. Snatch him out of the air. That would be very dangerous for me. Hey, Yuri Heart! Hey, look, we're drawing Yuri! Yeah, thank you for head pats. This is the Yuri that we drew previously with these two characters. We're actually doing more of the same characters, which is a rarity for me. And we also have the art that we just finished yesterday, which I need to show off. This is the art that we just finished yesterday. Also mermaid themed, though Cecilia instead of just mermaid, but you know. I think this ended up really good. I did actually add some details to this after stream. Added the bubbles. And I also added, as I said I was going to add, the hickeys. Hickeys are a thing that you just have to get used to when you date an octopus girl, okay? Goes with the territory. Currently doing 3D modeling. So tired. We got a few 3D modelers here. Second. I'm gonna have a bunch of bites of this breakfast that Sabine brought me before it gets cold, so I'm gonna make disgusting slurping sounds on the stream. Sorry. Oh. Oh, wow. Mm. Mm. Eggs are the reason that I can't go vegan. They're such a primary source of, like, protein for me. You're asking for... Yeah, we had the channel point inflation problem happen because of a little oopsie. So we had to like crank up the prices and add cooldowns and all kinds of other stuff. But you're asking for highly questionable tips. My soldering iron tip is extremely questionable. That thing has been so abused that it's like it is only alive because I have like resuscitated it multiple times. It ain't looking good. Also the tip of the spudger from my iFixit kit, also pretty mangled. Let's see, what else? What other questionable tips do I have? That's not how shelters do. Barely spent anything on import now. You know what? We can probably add everything back just with the cooldown. Here, let's do it. Let's go ahead and bring everything back. I have to remember where in the Twitch UI all that stuff lives, though. Let's see. That's in viewer awards, power-ups, and channel points. I'm wondering why I haven't been getting as many hydrate redeems lately. It's probably because the hydrate redeem costs 1,000 channel points. When name your heckin' layers is gonna be back down to what, 100? Sure. Oh, thanks so much for the reset. Let's see what else we got. Lots of short can be back down to 200 with a cooldown. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Taking advantage of that new that new cheaper price. I'll bring Uwu down to 1,000. Bring Ara down to 1,000. GPU is gonna stay at 10,000. Snack Mom Life Advice is gonna go down to 2,000 though. There we go. JC Denton has redeemed a
Ew. Ew.
It's got a verification code for a text message for a service that I've never heard of. From the name, probably a takeout delivery service. Well, someone may have entered your phone number by mistake when attempting to enter their own phone number, or you're being scammed. Phone reflection attack. Ah. I've compared internet scams to yokai before, right? I think I've done that comparison on stream. It's like the internet is like walking through Gensokyo, where like, you know, as long as you know how to handle like the different creatures and stuff, you know, the routine of how to avoid being like, you know, harmed by them, you know, how to respond to them, and when or a fake creature, right? Don't give a fake creature your name, things like that. As long as you follow all those things, those little techniques that we all know over the years, this otherwise convincing but maybe possibly malicious entity doesn't get to, you know, to have you, right? That's how we exist on the internet, is like we exist in this world of just like malicious spirits that we have to do a little ritual to you know, to work around or dismiss or something. Little things like, hey, you get an email from your bank saying that you got a new message about something important. Well, don't click on the link, because it'll take you to a fake login page where you enter your bank credentials and then your account is stolen, right? Go to your bank website directly, not by clicking the link. Type the URL into your address bar and view the message there, you know? Things like that. There's the obvious intuitive thing, kind of like giving a fake creature your name when it asks for it, which is to click the link in the email, right? A little ritual called fail to ban. Well, that's a different kind of yokai. I'm talking about the scams and phishing attacks and stuff. But yeah, you're right. Different kinds of demons attacking the our internet servers and stuff. You have to pray to Anubis to keep the bots away. I had to teach my mom not to click the link. It's actually like, okay, like legit. This is a situation where, hang on a second, I'll actually face the mic in a second. It's a situation where like storing passwords in your browser are actually kind of a good thing, because like if you do click on one of those links and it takes you to a fake login page, your browser will still see that that URL and be like, that is not the domain name of your bank. And, you know, maybe it's not smart enough to pop up the warning being like, hey, you're being scammed. But it is smart enough not to autofill the password for you. And so if you go to your bank website and it's not autofilling your password, but you have stored your password in the browser's like password thing, start questioning things. Maybe back up for a second and be like, wait a minute. Am I about to get eaten by a yokai? Or, I mean, scammed by a scammer? It's like the first sign that something is wrong. It's like, the browser's not autofilling the password. What's going on? Did it just redirect me to a different subdomain that the browser doesn't know about? Or is it actually like a thing? So they're gonna like try to scam me, and then you can kind of like work backwards. Like, where did I get this link from? Did I actually type that into the URL? Maybe I should try typing it into the URL bar again. Tech bros watch anime, Jen. The demons that scrape our pages should be sewn to the labyrinth. Tar pits is a fine hello. Yeah. Banks don't use passwords. My bank uses passwords. What are you talking about? What the heck? Search for games like Rampage for Steam. Rampage is a side-scrolling monster. Rampage City Destroyer. Second top comment 5 years ago. Brigador. Yeah, Brigador is about is about destroying cities. It kind of is. First sign something's wrong, Q mascot signs up and asks you if you'd like to make a contract. Looks like you're trying to order a pizza. Would you like to make a contract? The other thing the other thing that's kind of like the internet yokai stuff is just like annoying, pesky. It's almost like something more annoying, like that's less harmful. Think of like I don't know, sprites or something, little pranksters. That's the interstitials, the cookie banners, like the login thing, or the thing telling you to log into your Google account every time you go to Stack Overflow. You just gotta kind of like swat those away, right? Go away, stop bothering me, you know? uBlock Origin, that's the little ritual that we use for that. Bust out that element zapper, go to town. Love the element zapper. It is a very nice feature, yeah. Yeah, so every bank that I have an account with takes passwords. It has other, like, you know, 2FA stuff on top of that, but it does take passwords. Both of them. I have two bank accounts, like one in a credit union and one in like a normal bank. I guess multiple accounts in each of those too, but like, and they both take passwords. And then sometimes they'll bother you and be like, hey, you haven't logged into this browser in a long time. I'm gonna send you an email. It's like, fine. Microsoft-tech support.xyz scams now work because large companies have separate logins on separate subdomains and third parties, so users don't notice anything. Well, that's the thing. Is like you got to be aware of like the subdomains and stuff like that. But it should at least be like it's not a foolproof thing. It's just kind of a sign to make you maybe second guess if it's not filling in the autofill thing. then just double check everything, right? Because like I had this happen with AliExpress. Like I order stuff off AliExpress sometimes. I know. Speaking of getting scammed, let me tell you about me getting scammed on AliExpress. Not as bad as being scammed on Amazon. Well, I mean, not as destructive as when I got scammed on Amazon. Anyway, so on AliExpress, they started redirecting American customers to a us.aliexpress.com or something, and my I have like I think some payment information stored on there, or maybe I can't remember if I use PayPal for that or what, but so it was like, initially it wasn't like taking the autofill password stuff, and it's like, oh, that's suspicious. And I had to double check a couple of times, and it's like, no, if you go to aliexpress.com, then it sends you to this us.aliexpress.com or whatever, and then it has you log in there. And my browser only had the password stored for like the main domain on it. It's like, okay, well, fine. I entered my password that time, and it was okay. Oh, gotta hydrate. Thank you. What you eating the last little bits of my breakfast, which is sliced apples. All right, Loki's mushing his face into my tail. I think he wants my attention. Hi, Loki. Get up on the cat cam. Everyone wants to see your glorious tush. Come on. Gotta name your heckin' layers. Alright, we'll actually name this line art. Loki, I'm not gonna pay attention to you during stream, okay? Sheesh. Loki, stop. Loki. Oh my god. Loki, okay, he's lying down on my tail now. That's okay. So what I'm doing here is like really precise. The scales like have to be more like that on the sides and more like this in the center, and that way we can give it the appearance of being a cylinder, right? Because perspective is making the scales like shift. It's really hard to do with this pattern keeping it even though. So we're gonna draw every like other row of scales because they're all gonna look basically the same. Screwed that up. And then we're gonna fill in the in-betweens. Been around, been a player, seen the world through the eyes of a slayer. So many lives, so many places I have been since the first time I tasted. Anyway. Let's do this. Okay. How do you get that angle? Very carefully. It's also a challenge to not just have these devolve into looking like snake scales like I always draw. Woof. Well, that's looking pretty. That's looking really pretty. It's gonna be really hard to do it as it kind of goes over the edge up here. So hopefully we can get all that right. We'll see. I'm actually gonna draw a line, kind of indicating where I think each one of these like rows is gonna go. Yeah, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can do it. We can do it. We got this. We don't got this. Now this one has to squish as it goes up over the edge like this. Let's do a little prototype up here. As it goes up over the edge like it, those scales that were like down, you know, like this down here, are actually gonna like squimsh and become a lot flatter as they go up above that line. So these are gonna be way flatter because the perspective is because of the perspective. Poof! It's looking great so far. Thanks. We might have made these ones too far apart because now we have to do. Yeah, we're gonna have to move that in. The scales are also gonna get denser in their spacing. Loki, what are you doing? Why are you... He's rolling around and cleaning himself while curled up against my tail. Okay, yeah, he's extremely normal. Yep. Actually, the spacing is even tighter than that, isn't it? You know what? I think this is actually... This one's gonna be... We're gonna move this one back out there. And we're gonna add another one right in here, like this. And then we're going to add the in-betweens, like this. Jeez. I don't think it's looking good. I think this is maybe doomed to fail. Loki, please chill. Loki. Alright, as it gets up to the top, I think it's actually going to invert that curve a little bit. Okay, so unfortunately we have an optical illusion right now. It looks like it's spiky, and that's because of the way I believe that's because of the way the corners look here. So we gotta go in and fix up all these corners. In fact, we should probably have the circular part of the scale look like it's actually going over those corners a little bit, those points where it meets like right in the middle there. drawing difficulty level cat. That's what we got going on right now. The walls of our perceptions and grab a piece for us all. Okay. No, Loki, you can't have my... Go away. Was that your plan? Was to wait until I opened up the breakfast thing? And no, you can't have it. It's mine. What a brat. He's given up on the plan, now he's up on the cat cam.
Some freak potential, but that's just great.
Right.
It makes us who we are.
Moving our mental state. Okay, and how are we doing? Okay, there's definitely like a point where it kind of like inverts here, visually, and that's bad. Wonder how we can counter that. Like all the stuff down here is nice, but right around up here it gets a little bit warbly. I think we can probably fix that by adjusting some perspective on this. Needs to be up higher here. Scales definitely need to like flatten out a little bit more around the curve. So much of my art involved drawing like tons and tons and tons of tiny detailed scales all over girls. Oh, right, because it's hot. Girls with scales are hot, alright? That's where my brain is. That's, yep. Mm-hmm. I think we're gonna skip this song. Oh, got another hydrate. These are two things? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, anyone will notice that it's like all messed up. I think from a distance it's probably fine. It's fine. We'll leave it. We'll move on. I'm not going to obsess over it, and definitely not going to fix it off stream while I should be doing something else. Nope, definitely not. What we will do is fix up the silhouette a bit to kind of give the scales a little tiny bit of depth here. There we go. Alright, I think it's good enough. That is... everything else is under the water, so we can be a lot more blurry with it, right? Yeah, cool. And most of this detail right here is just going to be like the water ripple. Look, you get out of my way. Water ripples and stuff. Instead of actually doing like scales underneath that. Look, he's doing his thing again. Dang it! Speak your mind, we want you blind. I have a little tiny bit of coast coming in right here. Should probably actually draw the horizon. It's drawn on a weird layer there. I think that's probably fine. It's not going to cause any issues. Okay, and without any of the background, how are we looking? We're looking pretty good. What is... where did I put that? What layer is that on? Crap. Whatever, I'll just cover it with white on a higher layer. Alright, here we go. We got some line art. We got some line art going. It's not great line art yet, but it is line art. I have to go to the bathroom, so I am going to send you all to the BRB screen for a minute. Loki, you dummy. Does a sea snake count as a... sea snake Lamia count as a mermaid? Sure, if she wants to. I mean... if I were a mermaid, I would invite her to the mermaid, like, hangouts and stuff. Anyway, BRB. I ran out of hard drive space. High Star Ruby system. So yeah, this is a critically bad situation that I need to address immediately. Running out of hard drive space when everything like wants to do all kinds of little logging and things like that is not a good time. It's bad time all around. I'm gonna move some files around. Just give me a few minutes. And we should have some hard drive space back shortly. It's because I record all the VODs onto my hard drive. Alright. We have space back. It's still moving files around. I can actually save my work now, which is good. Good thing new drives are so cheap these days. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. I'll just use a RAM drive temporarily, because RAM is super cheap. Oh, wait. I mean, I'm literally moving stuff to a spinning metal drive right now. That's probably why it's going so slow. Well, we can keep streaming regardless. Just move all this stuff over to another monitor. Alright. Back to what we were doing. What were we doing? Line art. We need to clean up this line art for a bit, still. It's coming along pretty cute, though. Loki is now attacking my tail again. He cannot have my sliced apple. As much as he wants it. Yeah, you know what also sucks with videos is when someone tries to, like, download all of them repeatedly over and over and over again and run up your bandwidth bill. That really sucks. I'm still bitter about it. In fact, let's have a little quick look-see. Who is eating up all of my bandwidth on... I have no soul. There's a distinction in my mind. Oh, my enemies. Oh, interesting. Alright, nobody seems to be abusively eating up all my bandwidth this time, so that's good. Even worse when your bucket host doesn't have controls for that. Yeah, that's why I had to set up a little proxy server for it and stuff. And I'm looking at the bandwidth usage on the proxy right now, and it seems to be in line. Seems to be okay. So looks like they haven't discovered the proxy yet. Actually, let me make sure that they're still not able to pull from the main one. Excuse me. checking that you are not a robot. Hey! That's mean. Someone in Junkraven wants to check on this stuff, too. I'm logging onto this on another monitor. Where's my 2FA? One, two, three, four, five, six. All right, good. How dare you? My sneezes are fearsome and intimidating. All right, object storage. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're good so far. Yeah, they haven't been able to pull directly from the new bucket, which is awesome. Or they haven't figured out that I've swapped things out underneath them. Basically, I turned off access to the old bucket, moved everything to a new bucket. The new bucket is still public. They just don't know the URL to it. And then set up the proxy and set up PeerTube to use the proxy to hide where the new bucket is. And before anyone suggests Anubis, it doesn't really work for this use case. I'm sorry. We still want like federated video playing to work and stuff like that. Like you should be able to view one of my videos on Spectro.video. Which I will not look at on stream for multiple reasons, because anything Fediverse related, probably not stream safe. Are they still trying through the reverse proxy? No, they haven't discovered the reverse proxy yet. So, but when they do, they're gonna get IP banned so fast, so fast. Don't you heckin' worry about that. I'm gonna IP ban them and their entire. I'm gonna IP ban their entire frickin' range. I don't even, yeah, like, I'll probably do it like some host lookups, and I will see about blocking them by host name also. Because last time this was happening, a lot of the reverse DNS pointed to something .google user content .something. So like I might, if I can figure out a way, I might just block all of like Google user content .whatever, because I don't think anyone using a VPS like that would actually be a legitimate viewer of the videos. Downside, this means that my videos probably wouldn't show up in like Google video searches or whatever. I don't know. Party on the grave of the CEO. But yeah, they will eventually try to go through the reverse proxy, it's not a reverse proxy, it's just a proxy. They will eventually try going through the proxy, and at that time, yeah, it's almost certain to happen, because like last time I just moved to a different provider. You know, I moved to Hetzner from Backblaze last time this happened, and then it turns out that Hetzner doesn't. While they're cheaper, they don't really seem to have any better controls. Also, by cheaper, I mean, like, this time when the bad guys were running up my bandwidth bill, it cost me less than a burrito total in the end, where on Backblaze, it was a over $250 a month bandwidth bill. So, it's a very expensive burrito. I only made this comparison because we ended up getting, like, Mexican food that night, and I saw the cost of the burrito, and then it was like, huh, that bandwidth bill that I have is actually, like, less than the cost of this burrito. So, yep. That's why it's stuck in my head, is, like, this time it cost me less than a burrito. Nice. Though, actually, if you go up to San Jose, and you go to, like, one of the restaurants near the data center, then it's way less than a burrito, because some of those burritos can be real fancy. If you go to like Mezcal, which is I think pretty close to the data center, first of all, they serve grasshoppers, which because I'm a vegetarian I won't eat anymore, but they are really, really good. They're sauteed in like salt and lime juice. That's some Twinkie. How dare you quote Ghostbusters to me? It's such a good movie, though. Y'all have seen the original Ghostbusters, right? I know that, like, this is definitely a thing from my childhood, and I'm, like, turning 42 tomorrow, but, you know, Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters movie, oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so funny. Venkman is such a piece of crap in it. He's such a slime ball. He's a slime ball, but he does the right thing in the end. Chris Hemsworth was great in it. I'll fight you. Cause like, you know, he's spending the whole movie being like this kind of gross, you know, sleazy kind of guy. But then, you know, the moment that he's in Dana Barrett's apartment and Dana is like possessed by Zool, and she's like, Zool is really, really not possessed by Zool, possessed by one of Zool's, like minions or something. And that Zool's minion is really, really, really trying to get him into bed, and he's like, no, you're possessed. We're not doing this. So it's like he does the right thing at that time. It's like this entire movie you're expecting him to just be like this really sleazy, disgusting guy who would totally take advantage of someone, and then it turns out he doesn't actually do that. And it's like, good job, Ray. Good job. Not Ray. Peter. Ray is fine. Ray is kind of like a very, very naive but well-meaning person. Copy of Ghostbusters was taped off the air and is a chunk of overwritten with a part of an announcement of the upcoming sequel, Ghostbusters 2. Amazing. Ghostbusters 2 with Vigo the Carpathian, Scourge of something and something, and blah 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 blah. I can't remember the whole title. He's still a complete sleazeball. He has a sense of self-preservation. No, I think he knows when it's time to do the right thing. He's a slime ball, but he's not a bad person, I think. Sleazy but not evil, you know? It's kind of where I'd put him. Because like at the beginning of it, I don't think he even believes in ghosts, right? He's just like, I'm doing whatever because, like, you know. So the fact that he, you know, is likely skeptical of like everything just because, yeah. So how many ghosts did they caught at that point? They caught Slimer near the beginning of it, so Slimer had already been caught. He's well aware that ghosts are actually a thing. Also, if he had a if he had a sense of self-preservation, he probably wouldn't be with the Ghostbusters. Like, let's be real. He's like the first one who gets slimed by Slimer. Anyone with a sense of self-preservation would probably be like, this is insane. I shouldn't use that word anymore. I need to modify my vocabulary a little bit around it, but he would probably be like, this is bonkers. And the fact that they're like strapping these particle accelerators to their back, that they talk about, that the fact that they're like untested and unlicensed and all this stuff, like, everything that they're doing is like incredibly dangerous in that show. Be responsible for saving the lives of millions of registered voters. Yeah, that's he's manipulative, and sometimes that comes in handy for the side of good. And then that the guy from the EPA, the antagonist guy, played by the same guy who played like the news reporter from Die Hard. Like, oh my god, that guy can play such a piece of crap. He's so good at being like the one of the most punchable faces. Rated most punchable face by oh, what's her name? What's John's wife's name? Because she was the one who actually punched him. Walter Peck. Yeah, that was that his name in Ghostbusters or Die Hard? I think it was Ghostbusters. He was called Walter Peck. G. Her name started with a G. Janine? No, that's a Ghostbusters character. How are you doing on hard drive space? Ah, 93 gigs available. Nice. Just had to move a bunch of VODs off. Holly Gennaro McLean. Okay, Gennaro was her maiden name. I remember that like plot element. But her actual name was Holly. So yes, he was is it this guy? No wait, no, hold on. It was this guy. Yeah, that's the guy. That was the bad guy. Oh, he's still making movies. 2025. Nice. Wonder if he's just still playing Ghostbusters the video game. Oh my god, he played Walter Peck in a video game also. Nice. Awesome. And Mayor Walter Peck. Oh, I haven't seen this one. I didn't even know this was a thing. I should check this out. Is it good? Is it bad? 6.1 out of 10 IMDb rating. I'll check that out. I gotta check out the one with all the what was the one with all the women, the comedian actors? I need to check that out too. Love how there's more than one Ghostbusters the video game. I remember playing Ghostbusters 2 for DOS. That game was terrible. We could never figure out the controls for it. Oh, delicious. Is that EGA or... That looks like EGA graphics. Oh my god. So you know how you can't really like express like skin tones in EGA very well? Yeah. The scene with the Scolari brothers. That judge was played by the same guy who played like one of the characters in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, who was like one of the head people of the Watcher Council, and he was a piece of crap in both. Good actor, I mean. Delicious EGA graphics. Nom 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 nom. This part right here was like right at the start of the game, and I couldn't figure out the controls to actually like lower down and like get the stuff out of the river, because that's what it was the scene from the Ghostbusters 2 movie where Ray is lowered down and has to, like, you know. Oh god, there's a CGA version. Ugh. Well, that looks deliciously crunchy. I should actually try to play. We owned this game and we could never get past the first thing in it, because like it was the controls were just too confounding. So much mermaid happening on the stream. We gotta keep drawing as many mermaids as we can while we're still allowed to. Because after mermaid, it's illegal to draw more mermaids. It's true. It's not actually true. And thank goodness, too, because, like, a world without mermaids be like, ugh. You didn't want to think about that. We're gonna have to draw the estrogen tattoo again here again. Estrogen tattoo here again. Thankfully, we get to get more trans representation in here. That's good. Jen has redeemed a I can't leave without my buddy Superfly. But I can leave without Mikiko. No, I can't actually leave without Mikiko either. Slopper stealing your burritos. I don't remember how long ago that message is from. I'm sorry, but yes, damn Slopper stealing my burritos. Hate it when that happens.
So be it. Fireball to the face, bitch. I'm hitting these 20s like nothing. Thunder and lightning still back in my cone. You know that I couldn't be blood.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Mezcal, the restaurant. That place is pretty expensive burritos. I think last time I went up to that area to do something with the server, I like went and got burritos with one of the people who works at the not like at the data center, but like at with the company that was giving you like the colo stuff. So they didn't own the data center or anything. They're renting out space in it, and then I'm like subletting space from them essentially. And power and bandwidth and all that stuff too, of course. Like the reason that I got in on that colo stuff at the beginning was because like I knew the people who were setting it up. We were interested in setting it up at a makerspace that we were at, and eventually we moved out of that makerspace into into an actual data center, and then we've moved data centers like multiple times since then, I think. It was like this cool thing where it's like, hey, we have all this like extra space. Why don't we just like set up a little colo thing in it for the community members? Because it's like a makerspace and people are making stuff. Of course, now these days that place has turned into more of a like a startup incubator more than anything. That's kind of why I don't really associate with it as much anymore. But not really into that Silicon Valley startup culture, and I don't live in Silicon Valley anymore. I am south of it. Hi Viper, how's it going? Oh, it's almost time to wrap up stream. That is totally fine though, because we are... Oh, we should add our little like fish ear things here. There we go. All the same tattoos we gotta add in. Whoops, not on that layer though. Got this cool, like, burning skull looking thing here. We should have some tattoos coming in from the other side too, because we're showing more of this side of the arm this time, right? Usually we're showing about the same amount. Whatever, we'll do something over here. What is this design? I don't know. It's only part of a design. Maybe it's a trans pride flag. That's why it's got like the stripes and stuff. Yeah, we'll go with that. She's got like this weird tentacle monster thing on the other side. She's got some lines going right here too. I'm only gonna see like the little tiny ends of the tendrils here because we have a different angle on the arm. And then let's get that estrogen tattoo in it, and then let's call it a stream. Where we can get that from? Boop, boop. All right, estrogen molecule. Save before pasting because Greta likes to crash. Peace. That's weird. I must have updated at some point and lost the and they must have fixed the crash somehow. Cool. Or maybe just like coincidentally installed some missing dependency or something. Not complaining about that. Yeah, looks good. Awesome. All right, this is looking pretty cute so far. I like this. Love when the crashing stops. I also love it when the crashing stops, unless I'm trying to diagnose a crash, and then it's very annoying when I can't reproduce a crash. All right, let's get out of here. Let's figure out who we're gonna raid, and then let's get bail. We're gonna bail right the heck out of here. I'm screaming off to someone else's stream. Oh, that breakfast is so good. Who are we gonna raid today? Oh, such a tough decision. We will raid. Let's raid Machinery. Another artist. I'm gonna get their stream up because, like, for some reason, I don't know, just the Twitch player always crashes on my laptop, and I don't know why. So I'll come in like in time for like a raid on my laptop, and then it's like it'll just crash the moment they start like saying hi and stuff. So this is Machinery. This is the person that we're gonna raid today. All right, there's the raid message. Let me go ahead and get this exported in case we have to do the art tax. Let's do WebP. Mermaid part 3.1.webp. Thank you everyone for joining me for another weekday morning art / dev stream. I really appreciate having y'all here. You're all awesome and amazing. Hope to see you next time. Take it easy, take care, be kind, show compassion, show empathy. Don't get in a knife fight. Use containers. We're after stream. Don't get in a knife fight, use containers, all that stuff, all the usual stuff. And thanks for being here. All right, goodbye everyone. Where the heck did that thing... Oh, there it is. We'll try. We'll try not to get in a knife fight. Draconis. Oh, and there's a hydrate. Okay.